The markets have been performing very well over the past week. One of, if not the best week we've seen since 2020, which is insane, thinking that it's already March, over the midway point of March in 2022, which is absolutely insane when you really think about it. You know, this portfolio, I started this channel back in October, and we've seen some really good stuff. And just the past week has kind of been a motivating factor to me, and I hope it's a motivating factor to you as well, because it's not always the best whenever you see these stocks declining. Like year to date, the market is still down 8%. But you can see we're on the come up, and it's nice to always see some green so you know that everything's not just always red. But over the past 5 days alone, the S&P is up 4.72%, which is really good if you think about it. Looking at it today, we're up 0.08%, so nothing really at all. But let's go ahead and talk about how the market is doing. Stocks churn on Friday as the S&P 500 heads for the best week since 2020. That's insane. Okay, a lot of tech stocks are doing really well right now, but looking at my portfolio, how has it performed over the past week? I'm up 4.92% over the week, while the S&P is up about 4.65%. So I'm barely beating the S&P right now, up $576, which is really good. Today, on Friday, I'm recording this middle of the day. I'm down 0.06%, which is a negative $7.58 loss. Nothing really, though. Let's go ahead and talk about how all of my sectors have performed in my portfolio over the past week. So, tech and cloud computing is up 6.59%. My high income ETFs are 2.5% up. Banking and fintech doing the best out of all these sectors at 7.43%. Consumer and stores performing really well, 3.59% gains. Real estate pretty flat at 0.79%, and restaurants and food, which is just Starbucks, up 5.3%. So nothing to complain about right here. I love to see the green. Let's go ahead and talk about the activity that kind of happened on my portfolio over the past week. So this whole week started back on Monday, March 14th. I deposited $500 into my account. Try to deposit $500 every month at least. Some months, hopefully some more. Some months, hopefully no less. But let's go ahead and talk about, I put in a buy order to my portfolio. If you have not used M1 Finance, don't have an account, I strongly suggest you do. It's literally so easy to use. Sign up using the link in the description or the pinned comment down below. Deposit, I believe it's $50, $50 right now. You'll get another free $50 back. It's free money, 100% ROI. Let's go ahead and talk about the buys I made. So whenever I put my order in, it bought more Apple, JP Morgan, Starbucks, Microsoft, Visa, Toronto Dominion Bank, and Nvidia. Now, if you've seen my video of me talking about Morgan Stanley stock, this is going to take a part in my portfolio. If we go ahead right here, it'll go into my dividend portfolio, as you can tell. It'll go into my banking and fintech. And what I'm going to do is most likely decrease my TD Bank by 5%, decrease my Visa by 5%, and decrease my JP Morgan by 5%, leading Morgan Stanley with a 15% stake in my fund, which will be really solid stuff. I really do believe in the stock for the long term. If you want to go watch that video, I will put a card up right now so you can go check out that video. Highly valuable information, in my personal opinion. If it fits in your portfolio, check it out. Remember, I'm not a financial advisor and all that good stuff. Now, one thing I wanted to kind of point out is, I know we don't really talk about technical analysis at all on this channel, but I thought it would be a good idea to at least do it today, just because some things that I'm seeing. So as you might know, I used to be a pretty heavy trader. Like, I get technical analysis, I get all that stuff, and I know that a lot of people are kind of very anti-technical analysis and they believe it's just a gimmick, okay? And it can be, in my personal opinion. I do believe that there's good and there's bad. You don't want to rely on just one factor. So one thing I want to point out is we are seeing a lot of momentum in the market, seeing that the MACD is kind of crossing up. If you don't know what that means, see these green bars. The bigger they get, the more momentum, and usually the higher that stock prices will go. The RSI, we're sitting in fair value a little bit. We were really oversold, and then we started to come up from that 415 level back up to 440, which is looking really good. We almost had a double bottom right here from March 8th all the way until March 14th, so about a week to consolidate to build that double bottom, which is a bullish sign that I really like to see in the markets, okay? We also did have a double top right here that could have been another main reason we saw some downward momentum from February 2nd all the way until February 9th. So about a week, and we could be seeing a reversal in trends. We still have external factors affecting us, interest rates, inflation, Ukraine and Russia, different things are affecting the market, and volatility is almost like the theme of all these investors, and people are betting on volatility. And so you just got to be patient, because patience pays. The way I'm playing it myself is I'm letting everything ride out. I'm continuing to buy more into my portfolio, deposit money, put it in, add my annual income, be patient, because your dividend portfolio, if we look at mine right now, my dividend portfolio generates about $410 in annual income. Remember, that's $410 in annual income that I get from doing absolutely nothing. But one thing to keep in mind is the fact that you're not going to have my 410 annual income. Let's say yours is 410 as well. It's not going to become $1,000 overnight. It's not going to become $10,000 overnight. You've got to be patient. Consistency is the key. And that's one thing I kind of stress about. Consistency is almost the key in like everything in life. And I know that I'm kind of getting off track, but I think it's important to set these goals. And if you're going to set a goal, you can't be really hard on yourself for a week and then quit. You got to be consistent, because consistency is the key to building everything greatness in life. If we look at my portfolio, we'll see I have a yield of about 3.25%, while my total, if we just go ahead and look at my portfolio, what it should be yielding, it's about 2.88%. We can go ahead and just go into M1 Finance, look at my pies. We'll see right here my dividend portfolio. Let's go check it out. The yield is about 2.745%. Now, with me adding some Morgan Stanley stock, I forgot what the exact yield was, but I'm going to go ahead and look at what this yield is on Morgan Stanley, just kind of showing you guys the input. I want you guys to see everything. Dividend yield about 2.97%. But I'm going to be taking out some of my other fintech stocks, which have some higher yield. So yield will stay relatively the same. If anything, it might drop a little bit. It honestly might go up. Maybe 0.05, might drop 0.05. Should not make a massive change. I just think it's a better fit in my portfolio, like I said. But, so my yield is about 2.745%. It's 3.25 here because I did make some customized changes. When I first started buying dividend stocks, I bought a ton of XYLD. I believe it was XYLD. I bought a ton of it, which is a really high yield, so it definitely increased my yield. And I'm trying to bring the yield down because I'm a younger investor. I'm trying to increase my yield on cost, but with the market being the way it's acting, it's a little bit harder to increase that yield on cost just because of external things happening to my stocks right now. But looking to add more into higher growth potential, like I've said, I do it all the time. I say it all the time on this channel. My portfolio is different than your portfolio, most likely. We probably have different time horizons. I'm a younger investor. You might be a younger investor as well. You might be an older, more experienced investor. So everybody's different time horizons. You might be aiming for high yield, low growth. Me, myself, am aiming for lower to mid yield and high growth. But everybody, that's going to wrap it up for this video. So if you enjoyed it, make sure to subscribe to the channel. Turn on post notifications to miss out on any future videos. Thank you for making it to the end of this one. I always like to see what you guys are doing, so leave a comment below. All that good stuff. Check out M1 Finance if you haven't already. We can see my portfolio just went up 5% for the week, which is a good number. But again, thank you, and I will see you at the next video.